All right, we are live. All right, guys, welcome everyone. This is Willden1990 on Twitch. He is my guest for today's show. Wilden, welcome.
Hi, welcome. I didn't realize I was gonna be in actual TV. That's kind of cool. I like that in the depths. That's funny. That's cool.
Yeah, it's a little weird. The image changed a little bit in my mind, so this is what I ended up with.
Well, that's so cool though. That's so cool. I dig it. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate being on your second episode. What a grand honor this is.
Thank you. You're you're the first video guest, so you've definitely popped the cherry on the video.
The first of many, I'm sure. That's awesome. It feels appropriate that I'm your first video guest. History's being made today, folks.
It is definitely being made today. All right. Well, first, I guess let's introduce you. Let's learn about your channel. I guess what your broad goals and what do you do on Willden1990?
Yeah, so howdy y'all, I'm Willden. I'm 30 years old, recently turned 30. I live in Los Angeles. And yeah, I stream on Twitch. I stream, I would say I never really, I wanted it to be a variety streamer, but I never really thought if I ever was one. But one of my viewers came in one day that I interviewed and referred to me as a variety streamer, so I like to go with that. I'm a variety streamer of sorts. I do a lot of just chatting and mostly single-player games. There's a few exceptions. I'll play like a Valorant here or there. But I like story-based single-player stuff. I also sometimes will get a little crazy in the Toontown, and sometimes I'll do like some karaoke, talk about movies and stuff. I also recently started a gaming podcast, which will actually be on later today. So yeah, I jump all over the place, man.
Cool. Make sure you remind me of the link for your gaming podcast, and I'll link it in the YouTube video of this.
Oh no, I appreciate it. Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. Yeah. I watched your stream a couple of times. I watched you play. I guess it was Oni. I don't know what the wolf game where you're like painting.
Okami.
Okami, that is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So do you, yeah, I would consider you a variety streamer because when you stream, you leave it in just chatting, I've noticed, and you'll change the games.
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes, like, I might forget. It just really depends on what the game is sometimes. Because also, too, I've started, since watch parties become a thing, too, I've started doing a lot of that. So I'm watching a lot of stuff on Prime now and things of that sort, because I like watching, like, films and TV shows and stuff. But yeah, it really depends. I'll try to change the category sometimes if I can. Sometimes with the watch party, it kind of changes the category itself, which is kind of weird, and I don't know how it does it. But yeah, it's kind of, I'm all over the place, man.
That's awesome. Okay, so a friend of mine told me you live in LA,
mm-hmm.
and I don't know if this is true, you work at a wax museum?
Yeah, so, it's been shut down since this whole hoopla has been happening, so I don't know when it's gonna come back up. But yeah, I worked at a tourist attraction, which is, it's like a wax attraction thing. And I take like photos of guests and stuff that come in, and I also run a VR game inside the attraction that was added in. And I've been doing that for about like close to 3 years. It's like a part-time thing. It's like a decent fun job, very flexible.
Cool. So you're not involved in any of like the creations, or I guess.
No. The VR game I run we leased it out from a company that makes all their games in-house. So as far as like the content and all that go, it's kind of pretty exclusive. But it's like a 4-player co-op game. You like work together, solve puzzles and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. So I like sell people on that. I get a lot of people never done VR before, so it's fun explaining like how that works, and you know, and you work with tourists. You know, it has its ups and its downs, but it's all right. And then while I'm not doing that, sometimes I'll work as a brand ambassador at like a lot of gaming events and stuff like that. So like I've worked like E3, the Disney one, BlizzCon, just kind of all over his place as like a side gig.
Cool. That actually sounds pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, it's fun. I love it.
And you mentioned your gaming podcast. What does that normally get into?
Yeah, so we just started. We're gonna have a third episode tonight. It's at 7 p.m. PST. It's me and this other streamer, Lady Kendall, and it's called Geeks About Gaming, and we just talk about anything gaming news of the week or so like that, anything big news related to gaming and or streaming. We usually like talk about like new game releases or like hot topics. It's usually about like an hour to an hour and a half or so. Just had a meeting about that, and like I would tune in if you guys could, because tonight we're gonna have some heated topics, that's for sure.
That's awesome. Oh, I'm sorry, I forget. I've pushed to talk on Discord. All right.
It's cool, dude. It's cool.
So thanks for the follow, Alien Fussy.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we'll get into this. The games. What games would you say that you stream the most?
Again, that's variety too, but like I said, mostly single player. The only multiplayer I've really got into for some reason is Valorant. I don't know why. But like my favorite games to stream would be like Fallout, BioShock. I'm a big Sony guy, so sometimes I'll go to the PS4 and play Sony games. Right now I'm basically working on Okami, which I never played before. It's like one of those games that I've been around for a long time, and I just never, for some reason, I always just missed it. And then I'm replaying through one of my favorite games, Final Fantasy X, and replaying through the Mass Effect trilogy as well. So I'm one of those, I play multiple games, and I hop back and forth a lot.
Awesome. So you stream on both like console and PC?
Yeah, when I first started, I didn't have a PC, so I only streamed on console specifically. I would stream that and then do like just chatting on my laptop. And then since then, like a year ago, I got a PC, so I stream a lot of stuff off that. Whether it be like PC games or like Microsoft games through Game Pass that I never played, so I'm just like catching up on a bunch of games I've never played that's been around for a long time. And yeah, and then I just have Elgato that I use for PS4 sometimes, depending on the game.
Yeah, I kind of do something
Alien
similar.
Fussy is our friend.
Except for I shoot for I'll go to like regular or like Super Nintendo or something like that, and I'll just get wrecked. A lot of people love watching like Battletoads or just ridiculously hard games.
Oh, dude, so yeah, that's not my thing. I'll play games on like normal or easy. I don't have any pride. My pride, I just like. I mean, I've had a roommate that was like that.
Red
He would
team.
have to be like all the trophies, hardest difficulty, because he's a real gamer and that kind of attitude. And it's like, more power to you, man. Like Dark Souls, all that. No, thank you. I tried.
Oh yeah.
Don't have the patience.
Cool. Okay. So on games, you're doing kind of like a catch-up thing, but on games that have come out maybe in the past that you're like super hyped about, what would you say like a game that is you're ready for it to come out, it came out, you played it, you're like disappointed?
So a game that really, it's weird because I haven't played anything really new in the last 6 months. Just that I've been like a little bit behind.
It could be from 10 years ago, like if you were like a kid.
I mean, definitely one of the ones I could think of right off head is like the new God of War. Was pretty good, because I was one of the people that, like, I know some people kind of fell off the God of War bandwagon, or they were not really into it all that much, and I was one of those people that I played every single one. Like, I even played, like, the Ascension, I played the 2 PSP spinoffs, I played all of them, and so it was interesting to see, like, I was already excited for, like, a new God of War. I was like, okay, and I saw it was going to be different, and to see how this one, for some reason, just kind of clicked with everybody. Because it was God of War, but it also felt so different than the other ones.
Yeah, they brought in a different like mythology, which I thought was really cool.
PogChamp.
Right? Yeah, and then they didn't do anything though to discredit what happened before. Yeah. I mean, there's really not much reference to it, but You say, okay, this happened before, then this, but it almost seems like it's almost not part of that universe in a sort of way, even though it still is. And I dig. I don't know about you, man. Like that hammer, like throwing the axe or whatever, is just that feeling. It just feels great. Just throwing that. I just throw that all the time.
Yeah, it was cool. I liked kind of like the twist ending where you kind of find out who his son is.
Yeah,
so,
and they definitely
spoiler
left
alerts. It was good. I like where they took the story with that. And my own personal I guess grievance on games in the past. I've got two that like really changed the way I guess hoped I wanted them to. The first one was when Star Wars: The Old Republic came out. I think like all the MMO people were like super hyped about that, but then when the alpha and beta released and they realized it was kind of like a WoW clone, it let people down, but not that much. Like, it was still a really fun game to play. The problem with SWTOR was that they didn't have any content, like, 6 months after release, so there was nothing to do. Like, that was one of the worst content droughts ever, and that was the only reason
my viewing experience.
I quit playing.
Sad face. Atlas tried to Wyman.
But the game... No, go ahead.
I'm sorry, go ahead. Oh, well, I was gonna say, like, with SWTOR, I think I tried it once, like, a year or so ago for a second, and I've liked KOTOR.
Yeah.
But like not being an MMO guy, I was playing it and I'm just like, I'd rather just have like a KOTOR 3 or
yeah, I think that was most people's sentiments. I think a lot of people just wanted like a multiplayer version. And then the second one, it's kind of on the same thing, is when ESO came out, Elder Scrolls Online. I was hoping for like a Skyrim Online. Like I was hyped. It was going to be awesome, but then when they put in like the tab targeting and stuff like that, it destroyed my heart. I thought it was going to be great. But ESO, I mean, it's good in its own way now, but
that's like, funny because my roommate is like he like plays that almost every day.
Yeah, one of my friends plays it on and off, and I'm just like, dude, it's no different. Like,
yeah, it's my weird thing because I've had a similar experience with Fallout 76. So I recently jumped into that because it was like free last week, and I was like, I'm only gonna give this a shot if it's free, right? Because like Fallout's like one of my favorite franchises. I didn't hear great things about 76. I didn't really want MMO anyway.
Chat, you can talk about your game experiences too. Anything that's disappointed you.
I had a better time with it than I thought I would. Not enough to where after playing that, I'm like, oh, I kind of want to buy this game now. Not that enough of a fun time. But there were certain moments where I was playing it, and I think maybe, I don't know how the servers work, so I don't know what the limit to other players is. I think maybe because nobody was playing it. But there was parts where I'd be playing for like an hour and a half to 2 hours, and I literally would see nobody else. And so then it felt like I was playing like a single player Fallout. Yeah. Which was nice. I mean, there were still certain weird things. Like, I hate, like my least favorite part about Fallout 4 was, like, the building stuff, and then that's very part of it, and then, like, having to always, like, craft things. Like, I don't know about you, whenever I play, like, RPGs and stuff, like, I'll sometimes craft, but I'm more one of those that's, like, I'll either buy a better weapon, or more than likely, I'll just wait until I come across one, and save my money.
I think it was because at the time when the game came out, the sandbox crafting games were like all the rage.
I died in Minecraft yesterday and lost.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's there's a lot of that, and so some of it got annoying to where it's like you have to like buy from the store like repair kits, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that. I'm like, I can't like, especially although the other Fallouts, it's like, oh, you'd have like 5 the same gun, you can just use that gun to repair the other one. Yeah. And then so this one, I'm having the same problem where I keep collecting all these guns that have a certain damage, and I'm like, I can't use this to repair. This is useless. Like, so I would just have to pick up like, oh, is this one higher? I guess I'll just keep this one and chuck the other one I was using. And
you just remind. And the new Zelda game, the Breath of the Wild, I hated the fact that when your durability, I guess, on your items reach 0, it's like broken forever.
Is it really?
Yeah, I always hated that. I was like, no, give me like a repair option or something. I like this item.
Oh, I've heard good things about it. I don't have a Switch, but I've heard the new Zelda, people seem to dig it.
Yeah, if you ever get the extra money, I would definitely say it's probably worth buying a Switch for. That and Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I know. I feel I don't know. I feel kind of left out because it's like the game industry as a whole, where everybody's connected like through Animal Crossing. So like, I have trouble enough making friends and connections as it is in this industry, and then not have Animal Crossing. It's like, oh, that's another opportunity I lost because everybody was playing that, and I'm just over here just alone.
We're in the same boat. Yeah, I don't play Animal Crossing. I just it's.
I mean, I've thought about getting Switch for a while because I haven't owned a Nintendo console since. I mean, I had 3DS for a minute to play like the last couple of Pokemons, but the last like Nintendo console I had was the N64.
You didn't even have a Wii?
No, well, my parents had one. I think I played it for like a second, but
I thought everyone and their mom
like,
had Wii Sports.
Really, like I've got like 15, 20 years of Nintendo games to catch up on, dude. So when I keep hearing like, oh, they're gonna release all the Mario games, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, and supposedly they're bringing out Breath of the Wild too. Yeah, I don't understand how you didn't play Wii. I thought like
Just Dance
everyone did.
Oh wow. Oh, looks like we got a raid. Thank you for the raid. From a man here. That's awesome. Bethesda. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm slightly biased towards Bethesda a bit because I am from Maryland, and Bethesda is one of the few things that makes Maryland worth talking about in any general conversation. So
you mean was?
You know, I like most of their stuff, but you know, I'm not afraid to harsh on them either. You know.
Yep. Oh, I remembered another game. I can't remember the title of it. I think it was called. It was a Warhammer 40K game that was supposed to be kind of like Battlefield / MMO type of thing, and it was like the Dark. I can't even remember what it is. The Dark Crusade, something like that. But if you're into Warhammer 40K, it was supposed to be this awesome game, and it kind of fizzled out.
So that was another one you were like looking like forward to a little bit, and then just kind of just disappeared.
That one, the studio lost funding or went bankrupt or something, so they sold the rights to another company, and then the other company tried to bring it out as like a free to play. They changed the mechanics completely. It just turned into like a Battlefield like 1942, I guess, with Warhammer 40K skins. And I think people just ended up hating it.
Well, usually it seems like free to play is never like a good crowd seller, from what I understood.
What up, Obi Django? Yeah, I mean, speaking of free to play, Crucible. What are your thoughts? Hold on. As the host, let me go first here. Crucible isn't that bad, in my opinion, if they include a radar and they revamp their map system. Or they give you a better in-game HUD to know where to go or what to do.
Yes.
If they can update that, I'll play it again.
Yeah, I do like the chaos of it, where it's just like you're in battle and I don't know what the heck's going on. Everybody's just shooting at each other. You're like, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm protecting or what I'm doing.
Yeah, you don't really know what to do, like where to go.
Yeah, did you? Yeah, and I'm glad you're saying this too. So I'm not the only one. Like I was hopping in and there was somebody in my stream, right? And I was like trying to ask him like, what am I supposed to? Oh, you're supposed to do this. I'm like, well, how am I supposed to know that? The tutorial doesn't tell. The tutorial tells you like the mechanics, but then once you get into game modes, like it'll give you a quick summary, but it doesn't tell you how to do anything.
The British people are killing each other.
So you're just figuring it out on the go.
Yeah, it's really frustrating. In my opinion, like on the capture the point one, whatever they call that one, if they put like at least an in-game HUD, like the little carrots, like protect this or take that one, like the red and blue carrots, just put them somewhere, or yeah, I don't even know. Like the map system is horrible because when you open up map with M or tab, you don't know where you are in the map, like. And it's retarded. I hate to use that word, but it...
Like, it confused, and then it's like, oh, it took me a second to figure out, like, oh, I died. Oh, respawn this launch point, but then certain launch points would be available, and then certain ones wouldn't, and I'm like, why can't I launch here, but not over here, but last time before that I could? Or, like, I don't know about you, but when you have, like, that...
Chat just doing its own thing.
The spore things you have to fight, and then, like...
Yeah.
you're in the middle and it's counting down to 1, then another one pops up. I'm like, well, why is the other one popped up now? Like, why I was focusing on this one, and then now I've got 2, and now I gotta keep an eye on which one's which.
We just vibing.
Yeah, I think when in the Spore one, it's when multiple pod things pop up. They're trying to get the teams, I guess, to quit killing each other and to like go after another point. I don't know. I can't really tell.
STFU Mossy.
All I know is the game needs a couple of updates before I personally go back.
Yeah, I mean,
really
there's
like
parts of it
Amazon,
are
if you're
fun,
listening.
but yeah, parts of it are kind of weird, and like I said, yeah, it doesn't explain enough as well as it should.
Yeah.
And it's just another one I play, and I'm like,
I
oh,
will
that's why I
try
usually don't
refresh.
play these kinds of games. It's because of all this crap or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna gain traction or not, because I didn't even see I think Nadeshot was playing it, but I didn't see anybody else playing it. I just saw people playing Valorant again because it's like going away, you know. So I'm like, is this gonna get any traction? I have no idea.
Yeah, I mean, I saw some people playing it, but a lot of people were getting frustrated on the first day when it dropped. Because when you're watching a streamer, you don't really get the feel for like the game. You don't know what it's like to try to target someone or to look at your map or not have a radar HUD or not know where to go, which is a weird thing in a game.
Yeah, that's kind of like a key element you need there to know what you're supposed to be doing. And then, the only reason that I knew where to go somewhat is, either by understanding the map or somebody else on another team would be like, okay, we're all gonna go this way. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I know to go that way.
If you're with your group, it's okay, but when you're by yourself and you're lost, it sucks.
Mm-hmm.
All right, you brought up Valorant. I don't personally play Valorant. My computer had the bug, the CPU overheat bug, so I uninstalled it, and I never got it back, even though they patched it. I tried to reinstall it one more time, but I don't think the download link that they sent me was to the patched version, so I can't play Valorant. But talk about that one. Who's your favorite character?
I'm a Raze guy.
Okay, I've heard that name.
Yeah. Which and it's one of those things where it's like, I just pick Raze because I like Raze and went naturally to Raze, and then the way my life works is like, oh, of course the character I like is the one that everybody whines and complains or has a comment on. Out of all the other characters, that's the one I happen to like. And it's
for the audience that doesn't know, what is Raze's special ability?
So Raze is for me, it's very aggressive. So she has a grenade attack. She has a thing she can plant C4 to blow up, and then she has this little bomb buddy, which is my favorite. It's this little guy, you send him out, and he goes, and he just kind of goes forward to scan the area ahead of you, and if he gets close to anybody, he blows them up. Sometimes that can be used to give away kind of where you're at if you're on the other team. But I still don't understand what people's problem with Raze is. I don't know if it's just they think she's built as an easy cheat character. I mean, that's the vibe I'm getting. She's becoming the he's becoming the Meta Knight of the that's the vibe I'm getting. I'm still not sure why. Because I'm not. This is the first Riot game I played, right? I'm not into League or TFT or anything like that.
Same.
This is the first game really of its kind I've really got into, but I do kind of like it. I couldn't tell you why, though. But it's kind of fun. And I know it's coming out again, on June 2nd to May 1, so hopefully you can get in on that, I would hope.
I think right now it's considered closed beta.
Yeah, it's closed. I think this is the last weekend where it's closed. And I've been surprised. I haven't been put on as many randos with as many knuckleheads as I expected. There's occasional ones, but for the most part, the teams I randomly got assigned with would be okay.
So you normally play alone? You don't do the pre-mades with friends?
Yeah, I mean, I've grabbed a friend or two along the way. Unfortunately, it's one of those kind of things where it's people playing with their IRL friends or friends, and it's you're, so it's hard. But yeah, most of the time I play the randos for the most part, and it hasn't been too bad considering. So there's occasional knucklehead here too that you expect, but I've only had one team yell at me once, so that's pretty good for me.
All right, cool. Remind me after this. I'll send you the RPK Discord. They play Valorant a lot, and they're always looking for another person.
Okay, no, I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, that way you can be in Discord, you can meet new people, and you can play Valorant to your heart's content with people that you can play with all the time.
Heck yeah. Hey, Ron, what's up?
When you do play Valorant, what guns do you shoot for?
The Philbo Show.
Sauce man.
I mean, I use a variety. There's not one specific one I stick with, although the ones that I don't ever use is I've never been a sniper guy in games. The only game, honestly, I can really think of, or at least one of the ones where it's extremely rare for me to use a sniper rifle is on, weirdly enough, the Mass Effect games. That's one of the few times where using a sniper has, like, helped me quite a bit get out of sticky situations. But besides that, like, I've never grabbed a sniper. I've only grabbed, like, the big machine gun, like, once. Otherwise, I'll just stick with, like, whatever guns they have. When they do, like, the one round that's just the pistols, I pick the one that's, like, the buckshot one.
So you're not an op fan?
Yeah, no.
Oh man, I just hear people buy me an op. Oh god, I don't have enough money. Oh, op this, op that, and I'm just like, oh come on.
Yeah, that's always, and I always feel bad too, because like most of the time, like when somebody asks for money, I just spent money, and I'm like, crap, I would have helped you out, but I just spent the money I have. I'm like, dang it. And it's like you and the other person, I just feel the guilt. I'm like, I'm a jerk.
Oh, I mean, you're not supposed to buy your teammates guns, I guess, unless you really want to, so don't feel bad.
Yeah, so that I mean, but it's fun though. I mean, I keep playing. I'll probably play some of it tonight because it's been a few days. So
there you go, guys. If anyone wants to play Valorant,
hi,
you got to get in there with Willden1990, baby. Get in there. What up, Jay Killen?
Yep. It's just Willden in a 1. That's it.
There you guys go. Jay Killen, you got a new a boy here to play Valorant with you guys. Cool. Okay,
right
on your stream, we're gonna go back to your stream. You do dabbing.
I see that. LOL.
Either
yeah.
Is it by request? Let's talk about your mechanics. How does someone get you to dab?
Usually it's by points. So I have certain things of points that I do. The dab is like the lowest point I have. And if I do say so myself, I think I get pretty solid dabs.
I've seen a couple. You mix them up? You power them up?
Yeah, well, that was a rare case too, because the other day I had like multiple dabs in a row, and that's rare that happens, so I'm like, I can only do so many versions.
I think I saw that stream, yeah,
you
did like 6 in a row. Oh, chat is asking for dabs.
Can you get one? I can do one, but, so there's a variety of stuff. There you go.
There it is.
I do a little bit of a wind up. You gotta get like the full, and I've been known in real life to do dab when I sneeze for some reason, and it's not intentional. I just naturally will dab sneeze because like my sneezes have so much force that if like I didn't, I would like fly through the ceiling.
I mean, that's still good, even if you're sneezing, because at least you're like sneezing into like your arm. I have a friend who, when he sneezes, he'll turn to the nearest person and just sneeze on them, and he thinks it's the funniest thing ever. He's a troll in real life, though. Like, the dude's an ass.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's not the bad. The lineup's legit. Thanks. So, yeah, but yeah, I do that for points. I'll do like push-ups. People like torturing me with that one a lot. I recently added squats. To get the lower halves going there.
Yeah, you're gonna be One Punch Man in no time, Saitama.
Yeah, and then the one of the biggest ones that I have that's redeemed once in a while is the ketchup shot. That's kind of thing I'm known for.
I have not.
Yeah, as you can see, I put ketchup on my ketchup. I always usually have a bottle of ketchup near me of some sort.
Jeez,
wait, is that your merch?
No, but I'm just saying, if I ever get sponsored by Heinz. That's a goal. That's a goal. They could sponsor.
Is it Heinz only? What's the other ketchup company, guys?
I mean, there's a few. There's like Hunt's. Hunt's is okay.
Hunt's, there you go.
It's fine. Yeah, but Heinz is the best.
Okay.
Heinz.
So he's a connoisseur of ketchup. Okay, so what is the ketchup
Hunts is
shot?
decent.
So basically, well, I can't demonstrate here,
No,
but because you have to earn that one.
Ketchup
But
on
basically, what
mac
it
and
is
cheese
I just do a shot of ketchup. Originally, I tried to have a shot glass, and it's not
It's
that
sticky. It's gooey.
usable.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's thick.
So do you use
I
like the
usually
little paper
just,
things?
I just pour it in the spoon.
Oh, okay. You need to get like the
That's what I do.
little paper Dixie cups. That way you can just squeeze it into your mouth.
Yeah, I thought about that, but I'm always slightly bothered because whenever I'm like, let's say I'm like at an In-N-Out or something like that, and they have the little squeeze things for the ketchup, and then I'm trying to pour the ketchup on like the burger that way because like I don't want to be a jerk and do it at the thing.
Yeah.
And then there's always some left over, and if I don't have any
Can't waste
fries
the
or
ketchup.
anything, like I can't squeeze all that out. That slightly triggers me a little bit.
That's the best. You are definitely unique in that aspect. I've never seen someone who loves their ketchup so much they won't let it go to waste.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's what keeps me alive. I couldn't tell you why. This is just what it is. It's just in my makeup. I can tell you.
Sausage.
Now, to be said, fair though, I don't.
Where do you go
To
get
counter
all
that,
sauce?
because you might think, oh, Willden, he loves
What
ketchup
about
with
the meat?
everything, so he uses.
What can I do
No.
with my meat?
I mean, be wrong. I don't necessarily use ketchup on weird stuff. Like, I don't use ketchup with eggs. I don't use ketchup with
Over 1,000
pizza.
different sauce
Do you
And
use
that's
salsa on
Available at
eggs?
Sauceman's Family Sauce House style sauce
I use
house
pepper.
restaurant.
I'm a lot of
Meat not
pepper.
included.
Just-
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
But, but yeah, no. But people don't find that weird. But to me, I find that weird. It's
Wait.
just-
Okay, hold on. One question.
Mhm.
Ketchup on a steak.
Repeat that. What was that?
Would you eat ketchup with steak?
Yes.
Okay.
If there's no. But I do. But see, here's the thing. I can eat
I
steak.
think that's got to be a Northeast thing, and I think.
I don't. Well, because I use steak sauce. If there's no steak sauce, I'll use ketchup as a secondary.
Okay. Yeah.
And I'm not offending anybody. Like, people like have this theory that like, oh, you have the sauce, you can't taste the steak. You don't appreciate the steak. I can taste it fine. It's just an addition to that. It's not like it's all encumbered by one flavor. And I never got like people were like get too riled up about that.
Oh yeah, I get you. Yeah. I'm one of the like food purist type of person. So I don't tend to lean on sauces unless the dish requires it. But like my steak is just like salt and pepper, maybe some garlic or butter. But yeah.
I mean, I appreciate
but,
that. That's
but I
so
don't.
good.
I don't berate people unless they get well done steak, and then I will be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. No, I feel you on that one. It's like, I mean, if I have that, like, I'll put up with it, but yeah,
Yeah.
I don't get that either. You know, it's that, and another thing too is like, and I've done less of it since I moved here. Is like Old Bay, because you know, like Maryland, like our national food was like crabs and seafood, so we put Old Bay on everything, like Old Bay fries and stuff like that. And over here, they it's harder to find. They overprice it twice as much as it should be, and it's like it seems like nobody really uses it out here. But that's like another like key ingredient.
I used to date a girl who would put Old Bay or any type of crab boil stuff on all of her food, and
Tony Sacherays.
I'd always, anytime she like made something homemade, it would just taste like that, and I'd be like, dude, all that tastes like is like chunky crab boil. Like you made spaghetti and it tastes like Old Bay. What are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, in certain places, man, that's
No,
not
it was
necessarily
the
a
crab
bad
boil.
thing. It's just it's a very cultural thing. But yeah, I mean, some places had it out here, but like I said, they would like way overcharge it for it, and I'm like, come on, guys, like really?
Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite condiment, or I mean, you say you don't use sauce when you need to, but is there like a condiment that you preferably go to? Like, do you get like hot dog? Do you have like mustard or?
My friends would tell you that I put salt on everything. Too much salt on everything. I love my food salty as heck, but like you, I don't put it on weird things. I don't put like salt in cereal. I don't put it in like ramen because it's already like salty enough. But salt, I'll put salt on everything. I'll put salt. I haven't done this since I was a kid, but I used to put salt on apples and watermelon because sometimes it tastes good on fruit.
I mean, I would get that with like tomatoes. I used to do that.
Tomatoes gotta have salt and pepper. Yeah, but yeah. I'll cook with salt. Like when I make eggs, I cook with salt and pepper while they're like cooking. So I don't put it on after. I put it on while it's still clear, I guess, and runny. But yeah,
okay.
A lot of people are like, I'm older than you, but a lot of people will say that I look young, and I would always make the joke that I have. Oh, what is it? I've turned myself into like salted pork because I've eaten so much salt. Like I've preserved myself with salt.
Yeah,
It's
like
probably
you
the
say, like,
opposite.
oh, salt's bad for you, but like, hey, look at me. Like,
I mean, my heart
I might
is
go down
probably-
early, but at least I'm gonna look good while doing it.
Yeah, my heart is probably a train wreck, to be honest.
I mean, to be fair though, with the amount of salt and all that, like from what I have in like ketchup all the time, I mean, it's probably right there with you, honestly. With all the stuff and the sugar and everything.
I mean, everyone does something weird. iDub said something recently that I saw in one of his longer videos. I don't know if you watch iDubbbz on YouTube, but he was talking about the word cringe and like, what is cringe? And he ends up saying, cringe is just something that you're brave enough to share with the world. Even though like someone else might hate it or think it's like disgusting or whatever, and they get that cringe factor. You're technically cringy because you're brave enough to share whatever your quirk is with the world. And I've always like appreciated that.
Yeah, it's I guess it depends on context too, because some people could get that confused. Like, depending on the context, it could be like some sort of fetish or something, and that's always deemed as kind of like weird or indifferent. But like, everybody's got something that like.
Yeah, everybody's got something. It defined you. I hope it's not something illegal, and if it is illegal, I hope it becomes legal for your sake. Unless it hurts other people, then stay away from it. But yeah.
Yeah, as long as they're not harming anybody else.
Yeah,
for that.
everyone does something that's cringeworthy to someone else, and it's just up to them if they want to share it with the populace.
Right.
Okay, so let's roll into trolling. How often would you say you got trolls in your stream? And what do you do with them? I got British trolls,
It
and
depends.
I
I
love
get them
them.
occasionally. Maybe once in a while, I'll get like a troll raid, or not like a troll raid, but like a bunch of people trolling me. Once I got follow botted, that was fun. But usually what I'll do is if it's like a group of people trolling me, more inclined, I'll probably just ban them myself, or one of the mods will ban them. If they just say something like stupid right out the bat. But sometimes too, if they're saying stuff that's dumb, but it's not like they're using like words or anything to like offend people, I'll let them go a bit. Because you never know. Like once I had this two guys and they were trolling me, and of course they didn't know each other when they did, and all this stuff. But they were on for like a good hour or so, like doing this. And one of them ended up giving me a Twitch Prime sub at the end of the day.
There you
they're
go.
like, all right, you're okay. You put up with me and all that. I mean, did I ever see him again after that? No. But sometimes it's worth it, And a lot of communities get built sometimes on people that do kind of dumb trolls and things. So I'll be pretty lenient until you say something like, if the first thing you say is really stupid, or it's like makes fun of the appearance or things like that.
Yeah, I agree. You kind of win them over with kindness. I feel like always works. I'm pretty sure 75% of my audience first came in to my stream as trolls. So you just put up with it. You work with them. You're just like, hey, dude, I'll let you troll. We're gonna do my thing. Like, we'll go into like a commercial break. You can have the platform. Because I use text to speech, so things can get crazy on my stream.
Yeah, you're taking a bit of a risk there, but
yeah, I am. I definitely am. I've definitely had the viewers come in and really push my bots with the words that I don't allow. And I allow like a lot of things. Like my stream, I have it set to like mature audiences, so I'm not here to hold anyone's hand. But at the same time, I don't want to go out of my way to turn into like a hate channel. Like I don't want that. Like I love everyone. Yeah. So.
Yeah, you just gotta play it by ear. It's a case-by-case basis, really.
Yeah.
The Philbo loves all.
It's a line.
Trophy,
You gotta be careful, that's
congratulations.
all.
You've received 100
Cool.
messages today
All right,
with Rest
we'll
Green
stay
Chat.
with your stream. Distractions,
Okay.
maybe IRL distractions.
It's cool
What-
you guys wore matching shirts.
It is cool that we wore matching shirts.
Oh, I didn't even think about it.
Mine's Transformers though, so I got Optimus Prime. Here we go.
Yeah, very red theme today. Oh, nice.
But distractions. Are there any like real life distractions while you stream? Or usually when you're on, you're kind of glued. Like I have a dog that constantly wants to play fetch, so he's always putting toys in my lap like this.
Yeah, mine would be sometimes like well, there's a couple things. One would be a general distraction, be like, in LA in certain places, when it gets a certain temperature, it gets a little warm. And so sometimes like I'm like sweating like to death. I'm like dying of heat, having a heat stroke. So I guess that would be very distracting. Otherwise, I sometimes will get distracted, like looking at my phone, or when I'm trying to find something. Like, let's say I get stuck at a game and I'm trying to figure out, like, oh, I need to get past this part or whatever. I'll try to do on my phone first if I can, so I don't have to exit out the game. But then, like, I'll like check my socials real quick, maybe, or something like that while I'm already on there. Sometimes, or if there's a cutscene playing, I'll sometimes tend to go to my phone if it's like a game I've already played before. And I'm trying not to do that as much because I don't want to feel like I'm distracting myself from the stream on purpose. But that I would say those things.
Yep, fully understandable. Yeah, I'm in Texas again, so yeah, I completely understand the heat thing. In the summers, sometimes I actually take the outer, like that one side of the PC off, and I have like a shop fan below my computer just in case.
Yeah, dude, the person that lived in this room before me actually had this. I don't know, you might be able to see it behind me, but they had like this venter thing because they used to do PC gaming too, and like you can feel the heat off of it sometimes. And I've thought about it, and then you're thinking like, is the fan gonna be too loud? Is that gonna affect the stream and things like that? You know. Mm-hmm. Stuff like that, you guys. Stuff like that you don't really think about when you start. And you're like, you have to get feedback. You're like, is this too loud? Is this too much of this or that, and
stream, if there's anything that you want to know
about
about me or Willden, you can post anything. We will definitely take any type of conversation starter. Cool. I'm not really sure what else to talk about. I'm a horrible host.
Oh no, it's cool. You're doing fine. You're coming in hot. I mean, you got better setup, man. I mean, shoot, you're doing great. But yeah, it's So, I mean, what...
Well, I want to ask, is there a story behind the PlayStation hack?
Oh, there is actually, yes. Yes, I can give you a story behind that. This is from PSX, and I have the badge up there, I think it's 2017. It was from the PlayStation convention. They had it 2 days in Anaheim. This convention I didn't work at. This one I just, went to. And it was my first full year in LA, so me being like, oh, LA, this is where all the cool gaming stuff is. I went to as many conventions as I could. I went to San Diego, I went to TwitchCon, I went to E3 and Anime Expo. I would just hit them all. I was like, oh, I'm gonna hit them all. And then PlayStation was the last one I went to, and honestly, I think it was my favorite convention of that year, to be honest with you.
That's cool.
Over all the other ones, like E3, anything, just because it was 2 days and you could get tickets for that and the Game Awards as a combo package for it was $95 or something. So you got a ticket to go to Game Awards the day before, and then it was 2 days at the convention, and you walk around and then you have, I mean, PlayStation doesn't necessarily have the best app sometimes. Because what PlayStation does at events is that you have to, if you want to play a game demo or something, you have to sign up for a specific time. Or if you want to go to meet and greet, you have to set up a specific time. So they'll be like, oh, there's one at 1 and one at 4. This is when we're going to release like these times or whatever for you to play stuff for the beginning of the day and the second half. So then you have like twice during the convention, everybody's got their phones like this, trying to fight each other, getting a signal.
Yep.
Mass chaos. But it was cool because they also had a thing where you would collect cards, like physical cards. I think I sold the ones I had. But you go around to all these booths and you collect these cards, and then you scan the cards into this other app, and then they would get you like free backgrounds and game demos, like avatars and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Which none of the other conventions ever did anything like that. And the lines were better. Like I remember, I've been to E3 3 times. Twice I've worked E3, and then the first time I went, I just attended it. Attended it. I do that sometimes too. I'll just make up words as I go.
It's
but like the Far Cry 5 line at E3 was a good like 5 hours, and then at PlayStation, like 5 or 6 months later, I went and I waited 45 minutes to play the same game. So just like having it being smaller and just experience a whole was much more fun. I got more things done. And it was really cool. And they had like activations. We climbed a Spider-Man wall and shit. And it was cool. And they had stuff for God of War. They had like props and things like that. So it was like one of my favorite times. So while I was there, I was like, I could get PlayStation stuff. So I got this hat. I also, it's hard to see it, but I got a PlayStation like Christmas hoodie. And I got a PlayStation book bag, which actually you can see right there in the corner.
Yeah.
And I wish that conventions come back. I thought like once they weren't gonna be at E3, they were like, oh, that means maybe they'll do the convention again, and they'll have us, and then just haven't ever done it.
Have you done any cosplay at any of the conventions?
I haven't.
Wow. I'm a little surprised because I've even cosplayed.
No, what did you do at your thing?
So I've never been to like a gaming convention, but I have been to like Comic-Con, and I definitely go to like the Renaissance Festival here in Texas. We've got one of the biggest ones I think in the U.S. And every time I go to those, I dress up. So at the Comic-Con, the funniest year is me and a friend got children costumes. He was Batman and I was Superman, and these things were like skin tight on us. It was ridiculous. Like,
did you get it on purpose, or was that like don't just your hat? Like crap, I guess we're
no. We did it on purpose as like a joke because we did it for Halloween one year as Power Rangers, and they were just
nice.
It looked like we painted Power Rangers costumes on us. Like they're skin tight. So we did it at the at Comic-Con, and it gets
also done at the Renfest.
It gets a lot of pictures. What's really weird is when like the little kids want pictures with you, and you're like, you can see everything, and you want your child to take pictures with me and my boys? Like, all right, whatever. This is your child we're messing with.
Me and my boys.
So, have you ever been to like Comic-Cons or like a Renaissance festival?
Yes. Well, to answer your first question about the cosplay, if I ever did do cosplay, I want to be like a full legit one. Like, I want to have like somebody cool like Stella Chu or somebody like that that's done it before to make like full legit. Because if I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna go out swinging.
Yeah.
But the main reason I've never done it and never like had the anticipation to do it, unless like maybe it dates somebody as a cosplayer or something, is because I watch people that do it. When they do it well, here's what I gathered that the day is like. You're trudging along, you move like a couple feet, and they're like, "Oh, photo, okay."
Yes, it's photo op nonstop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you walk a couple more feet, photo. Walk a couple other feet. Oh, I gotta use the bathroom. Start your way bathroom. Well, you don't get anything done.
Yeah.
Whatever panel you want to go see, you're not gonna get there. And so, me being a person at a con, I'm like on the move. I move very fast. I'm on the go. Hit as many places as I can. I got scheduled. People see places.
Yeah, you're there to see the events.
Right. And so, like, I just feel sorry for these people because I couldn't tell you how many times, like, at Anime Expo or whatever, all they do is just hang around the lobby and that's it. They don't even go into the...
Oh, yeah.
They'll be lucky if they get into the convention once the entire 4-day weekend or whatever because they're all standing there getting photos. And, like, how do you even break off to use the restroom and get everybody's way, and they all have these things, and it's just so that's why.
The worst thing is when you have an outfit that doesn't breathe. Like at the Renaissance Festival, you're in like a suit of armor or something. The one in Texas is outside, usually in the fall, or it is in the fall. So it's a little, I mean, it's not the hottest time, but still, when you're wearing stuff that doesn't breathe, you're just like turning into a swamp inside your outfit.
Swamp.
But yeah, and going to the bathroom, if you need someone to help you put on and take off like your outfit, that means you're in there with like your friend. So that usually gets some looks too when a couple of dudes are in the same stall together.
Just like, oh no, we're not doing anything. We're just trying to help my bro out here.
Just yelling at each other, just take it off, just do it, get it over with.
Do it now, clank, clank. Oh my. No, that's just our swords clanking. No, I mean no. No, what's great is bring up Renaissance Festival. Actually, you would appreciate this, because when I do an occasional sippy sip on my stream, when I do my rum and cokes, I drink it out of a tankard from the Maryland Renaissance Festival.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I would show it to you, but it's in the cab downstairs, but I probably will be using it tonight. But yeah, Maryland has one. I used to go to it every year. LA has one, but I haven't been to it. And yeah, it's similar to yours. It was like outside. You just kind of go get ale, and you go get like, oh man, like let me like some Huntsman's baked potato, the mac and cheese on the stick, the chocolate chip cookies.
That's why I think those are the best ones to dress up as, because yeah, no one bothers you for pictures. Everyone's usually dressed up at the Ren Fests, and it's just everyone. You're drinking, eating, you're enjoying the shows, you're just having conversations, and you just kind of like network.
Right, yeah, no, you feel the opposite. You feel weird if you're not dressing up at those. And I've never dressed at those either, and I'm always feeling like, not like sort of left out, but that like, I'm not like in like on the joke or something.
Yeah,
you know?
I always try to go with a big group of people, and every year there's always some person who's just like, you know what, I don't feel right, I'm not going to dress up. So they end up not dressing up, and then they're the only ones who didn't, and the whole time they're like, man, I feel like left out, like, I feel like people are looking at me for the wrong reason. You're like, hey, you backed out. This is what you got to deal with.
I know. I mean, I guess the good thing of today is, like you're saying, you're not, like, having restroom issues. You're not, like, sweating to death like other people are. So that's the only thing that makes you feel better. But when you're, like, going, I don't know if you have it there, too, but they have, like, the slide rug thing. I don't know if they have that at yours.
I think they do, yeah.
Yeah, it would be, like, at least for Maryland, it'd be this weird awkward spot. You just go on these, like, who knows how clean these carpet things.
It's like a potato sack thing, right?
Yeah, that too. Yeah. You just go down these potatoes. You also have, like, throwing axes.
Yeah, there's always, like, throwing and archery and...
Yeah, you get, like, old wizard sticks and stuff. I mean, it's a good time. If anybody's never gone to, like, a Renaissance Festival, I definitely recommend doing it at least once. It's pretty fun. You just go just to drink and eat tons of food. That's really the point of it.
Just blow $100, go to the Renaissance Festival, and have a blast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. If you're trying to keep any sort of, like, diet or eating healthy, then don't go. It's not gonna help your cause. I'll tell you that much.
No, definitely. I mean, you can go like keto. You can get like the turkey leg and stuff like that. You can kind of eat healthy, but don't do it. It's a fair. It's for fun. Have fun. Yeah, and I definitely agree. Definitely go to one. If you're in Texas ever, the Texas Renaissance Festival, which goes from like October to November. I think it's actually September to November.
I mean, that's when Maryland's is. I know LA's is earlier. I think it's like would be around now, I think. Or something like that. But yeah, that could be possible, yeah.
Yeah.
It usually goes on for like a couple months at a time. And I always go like, they have like, I got one cool like dragon sword from there. They have cool like swords you can get. They have like, I always look at like these leather-bound journals and stuff. I never buy them, but like that, they had a thing where like I could read. I got a poster of it too, actually, where it's like you can learn your heritage and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's so many vendors that'll go to each one from across the country and it's just cool to see like the little shops and stuff that are set up there.
Yeah, and they have they have jousts, they have like
the jousting tournament.
They have like Squire on the Wire, they have like plays. It's like in a weird way, it's like the Medieval Times is great. I like Medieval Times, but pretty much for the same price, you get like a fully decked out version, essentially, of Medieval Times.
Yeah, I've never been to Medieval Times, but I've heard good things. But at the same time, I heard it kind of smells in there. But what can you do? It's indoor.
It's worth doing it. I mean, if you go on your birthday, you get knighted, because that's what happened to me.
Oh, so we're talking to a knight, a lord, a sir.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. That's something I don't share that often, so that's an exclusive revelation for you. I don't know if I've ever shared that on stream before.
There you guys go. First
for
here
quality content. Yeah. Was it necessarily by choice at the time?
It never is. No, yeah. It's just like those kissing winches. Some places have those, some don't. Where you pay the ladies like money and they'll like go kiss someone and leave like a big lipstick smack on their cheek.
And they're always like, "This is not the person I wanted this from."
Yeah, we used to do that with my brother, and it would just drive him crazy. You give these people like $10, and they just leave these. It's these. They're old, big women. I don't know how else to describe them. Yeah, but they would hunt him down.
They're not like ABGs or anything like that. No, they're not like our e-girls that we like. It's
No, yeah, these are Big Mama coming after you, and they're leaving their marking their territory. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's cool. That's cool too. That you bring a Renaissance Festival. That's an experience, man. And I kind of want to go I get maybe next year or the year after actually like go to one again, because it's a fun time. It's like you go just for a day, and some people go more times. I think you can get like season passes too.
Yeah, there's always some kind of season pass thing. Yeah.
But yeah, that's an experience, y'all. I need to check that out.
Okay, anime. Have you been to an anime con? I guess.
Yes, I've been to Anime Expo. I usually don't go more than a day or two, just because, as far as pop culture things go, anime I'm most behind on. So, 90% of the stuff there, I have no idea what the heck it is or where it's from. But I like seeing the cosplay and, all the anime things. I like the atmosphere. Anime Expo.
What's your favorite anime?
Favorite anime? Ghost in the Shell.
Okay. An oldie but goodie.
Yep, I like that. I even saw the new Ghost in the Shell show. It's the 3D style, which I don't really like, but I put up with it.
I think it's the studios do it to save time or money. But yeah, I've never met an audience person who really likes the 3D anime. It's like slower or clunkier. I don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't look right.
Yeah, and I feel bad too, because I know there's been certain anime that's out like Devilman Crybaby or something like that, where I heard it was like really good. I start watching it, I'm like, oh, it's 3D, or like the Beast Stairs or whatever. I was like, oh, I'll start watching that. I saw the I was like, ugh. And it said I only put up with it for the new Ghost in the Shell just because I like it so much and I was able to tolerate it. But yeah, man, it's something about that's weird. I don't know what it is. But then if you go play like a Dragon Quest game or something where it has cutscenes and the characters look like that, it feels fine for the game.
Yeah, I agree.
Then to have a whole show though, then you're like, why does this feel weird? I'm used to this. Why does this feel different? It's hard to explain, man. What about you? Do you watch like a lot of anime? I do.
I normally stay with like Shonen Jump type stuff. I don't know if you know like the different categories, but
that's like Naruto and things like that, right?
Yeah, I watched Naruto. I wasn't a big fan of Naruto, to be honest. Maybe I was just too old when I finally got into it. There's a lot of like filler episodes, I guess. It does have its climax episodes, which are really cool. It's like One Piece. You have your climax episodes, which are fantastic, but then most of the series, I feel like, is just lulls. It's just they're trying to drive a story, and there's nothing really going on. They're just running around a lot, doing their Naruto run. I loved Bleach. I grew up with Dragon Ball Z, obviously, and Gundam Wing. So that's what got me into it.
I've seen parts of Dragon Ball, but I've never watched like Bleach or One Piece or Naruto or anything. That's like stuff I need to catch up on.
Yeah. or My Hero Academia, that's a really good one. One Punch Man, that's fantastic because it kind of like it changes the meta, I guess, because it just turns anime into a joke while being awesome at the same time. So that's kind of what One Punch Man is about.
Yeah, I mean, there's some like I've seen the first season of One Punch Man, but I haven't seen after that.
And like I've even watched like I guess what they would consider like girl type animes, like Fruits Basket and stuff like that, where it's just there's not really action. It's just like conversations and relationship building or whatever. Or like the anime movie things, like Your Name or yeah, all the big ones, all the Ghibli movies. Like I don't know. I grew up with anime. Anime is my life. I will watch it till I die, probably. As long as people recommend it to me, I'll watch it.
That's awesome, dude. That's all. Yeah, like that's the. I'm trying, man. Like I'm trying to get there. Like I mean, I'm always a big film guy, so like I would go to movie theater and see every movie I could every week, especially with the A-list.
Well, what did you think about the Ghost in the Shell live action movie?
I haven't seen it.
Okay.
I thought it was. I might.
I thought it was fine. And I would just, as an anime movie, it's fine. It's better than most.
Okay.
It's fine. Like, do I wish they got different characters? Yeah, sure. Do I wish the plot was a little different? Yeah, sure. But Ghost in the Shell, the live action movie, it's fine.
Okay.
They kind of mix the two movies together into the live action one.
Oh, okay.
So that's
like one of my old roommates told me like the plot, the basic plot. He kind of told me the whole story of what happened, and I wasn't like a fan of what I was hearing. What happened?
Yeah, they mixed the two original movies together. So it's strange, and you kind of get it, but like it's fine. It's what I want to say.
So would you say it's because I've never seen really any of these, but I know they do like Japanese live action anime movies all the time, and from I've gathered, they're not.
I've seen a lot of the live action movies, yeah, and they're horrible.
So
like,
is this like better than?
This is better than most, yeah. Like this is way better than Death Note. This is way better than Attack on Titan. Attack on Titan's horrible. Oh my god, that was horrible. Way better than the Dragon Ball movie. I can't even think of the other anime movies.
Okay, I mean, maybe one day I'll give it a watch.
I wouldn't pay for it, probably, but it's fine. As an anime movie, it's better than most. So I'll just,
okay.
I guess I could just leave it there.
Because I was thinking about that too with the Full Metal Alchemist one, and then I saw the reviews. I was like, eh.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that. I heard that like at least follows the plot better, but they try to do too much in a movie form. Is pretty much what I heard was wrong with that one.
Tough, man. It's a tough thing. I mean, it looks like maybe down the road they'll finally seem to maybe start getting the video game ones right, but then like anime, that's a whole another thing.
Yeah, I mean, Marvel had their ups and downs, in my opinion, as well.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Infinity War, but I hated Endgame.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did not like what they did with Endgame.
So that's weird. I mean, I know people who have that opinion, but it's interesting. I don't know. I almost like Endgame better than Infinity War, really.
Yeah, I just don't like the way they did the time travel. Like, I feel like only one movie that I've seen has gotten the time travel right, and that was like Harry Potter 3. Because I feel like if you go back in time, you didn't change time. Like, I feel like the events of time have happened whether you went back in time and changed them or not, if that makes sense. Like, if it was fated to happen. So, like, if you tried to go back in time and assassinate Hitler, that means you already tried to go back in time and assassinate him, and you obviously failed. Like...
And you're just repeating that cycle, basically.
Yeah. That's the kind of time theory that I kind of follow.
I mean, no, I feel they didn't do it perfect, because Hulk was given these rules, and I'm like, are you guys really following these rules? Because the rules of what you're doing are kind of going against what you said you were going to do a little bit. Things of that sort. But it was a good time. I mean, I liked it, it's
Yeah,
it's not like we're talking about for the Dark World here, it's...
Yeah.
Which, that's why I liked Endgame, because it kind of gave Thor the Dark World, like, a little more
Yeah,
sort of way.
yeah. I mean, I liked versions of it. I think I didn't like it because of the whole time travel aspect. But yeah, it starts off heavy. That is a movie to get your
Dude,
emotions
this is
going.
going great.
Yeah. And like, what about cause see, it's weird because I didn't really get into Marvel stuff. I mean, I watched like, X-Men and Spider-Man when I was a kid, but the movies are really where I started knowing stuff about characters. Like, I didn't know much about Iron Man or whatever, but I've always been a DC guy. Like,
Oh yeah. But
like,
DC's
Batman's always
ruining
been my
their
number
movies.
one. Yeah, that's what I was gonna see what you thought about DC, because
Their cartoon movies are great. Their live action movies, it's like they don't know what they're doing.
But hey, the Snyder Cut though, so
I still haven't seen that one, so I don't know if that movie makes more sense with what is it's like extra 30 minutes almost.
yeah, it's long. He's got like a long cut of it. I'm curious. If it's gonna be better or worse. I'll tell you this. I'd seen Justice League early, where like not all the effects were finished and everything like that. And I've had a better time watching that than I did the final product when I saw it in the theater, to be honest with you. I thought it was more entertaining when it wasn't finished and it was missing some of the CG than the actual product when they added all that in.
Well, I feel like they're kind of coming up into it too, because Aquaman was way better than the rest of them, and Shazam did perfectly
Shazam
fine.
was great.
Yeah, Shazam was fantastic. They brought in the comedic aspects. It's a good character to bring in comedy.
Yeah, I agree. They're starting to do better. It's just weird though. It's like, because they start as one universe, and then it's like some movies are connected still, some are their own thing, and it's just like it's like a giant mess. It's like we need something to like. I mean, I don't know if this Flash movie will ever happen now, but you need something like that to just kind of reset everything, so it's all like reconnected or reseparate everything. Like they're doing both.
Like Spider-Man again.
Yeah.
How many
it's
times
just like
did they reboot Spider-Man?
Right, so it's like they're doing both. So it's like, okay, you got this Joker movie, which is separate. Then you have this Robert Pattinson, which is separate. But then the Wonder Woman and Aquaman are technically in the same universe, and I guess so is Shazam. Yeah. But it's like, are they ever going to cross over again or keep them separate? It's like, and it's really kind of like a giant mess. So
yeah, that's a problem. I think the only qualm, I guess, or the only thing I disliked about this is gonna sound like almost racist probably, but with Aquaman I was like, why do we have a Pacific Islander playing a dude who's from the Atlantic side? But they kind of played it together. I got it because his dad, they made the dad live in Maine and he was from like Hawaii or Samoa, and he's the one who. They made sense, but when the movie was first coming out,
Aquaman was always usually white before that, right?
Yeah, he's
and
just
then
white dude with blonde hair.
Black.
Yeah.
So I mean, and then I guess I don't know. I guess just, right? Yeah. I mean, I guess it would be like like why is Black Panther? It's you just. I guess there's certain ones where it's just like you just kind of.
Yeah, but then Jason Momoa did good. In my opinion.
He did good. I mean, I didn't love Aquaman, but it was definitely far better than the other ones.
It followed really closely to the New 52. Like, I don't know if you read the comics, but it was almost like a carbon copy of like the New 52 first issue of the Wonder Friends. I forgot what DC's team is called. The Justice League. It's like Justice League 1 in the New 52.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, because New 52 is when, like, all of a sudden Aquaman was, like, taken seriously.
Yeah, they revamped his powers. Yeah.
Yeah, and then everybody was like, holy crap, he's, like, a badass now, or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
which I appreciate. I've always been an Aquaman fan. Like, I love Aquaman. I got an Aquaman t-shirt. Like,
nice.
He was always the DC character that I kind of followed.
Oh, that's nice to hear. It's something I don't hear often, so I appreciate that. Like, he gets some respect, Because I'm always like, I hate that Batman's the favorite, but it's like he was the one, It's that was the one for me, and it's like it's like those things in life where it's like, oh, this is so special, and I get it that like a few people appreciate it, but it's almost wish like not everybody else felt the same way. Like, I almost wish he was as popular as he was, but at the same time, I'm glad he is because we get more of him.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to be honest, I'm not a Batman fan. I always preferred Superman over Batman. But yeah, Superman's Boy Scout mentality kind of gets a little annoying. But then at the same time, Batman's personality where he like refuses to kill someone and they constantly keep getting out of prison and doing like genocidal acts. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it depends on the version, right? Because then he's like, I might not kill you, but if you happen to fall off and like, you know, or like get burned to death, I technically didn't kill you. Yeah. I gave you a shot to escape.
I'll just give you brain damage as well when I punch you in the head too hard.
It's like, well, that's what you get for being the dick. I don't know. You murdered a bunch of people, so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, that, like, the Batman games, like, I grew up with the anime series, was, like, my first, like, intro, and just kind of hooks you from there.
If you ever want to play a really hard Batman video game, Batman on regular Nintendo. Super hard. It's only, like, 3 levels, but good luck. It's got a fantastic soundtrack. And the graphics are decent.
Because I had the Batman, like, 1989 Batman one, and then there was another one that had, like, Joker's face on it.
No, this one has like the 1990 Batman logo on it from the movie.
Oh, really? Maybe I did have that one. I think, but I barely remember it though. I didn't get far at all.
Dude, play it on stream. Get an emulator, play it on stream. Like, that game is fantastic. Or get the NES, the regular NES thing for like the PC.
I want to, dude, but do you know, like the Batman Returns one though on the SNES? Like, whenever anybody, like, I would, like, go over people's houses, because I never had Super Nintendo, just to go to play that one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, some of the superhero games on, like, Genesis and Super Nintendo were, like, fantastic.
Yeah, some were really good. But then, like, speaking of, like, really bad Batman ones, like, I just recently rewatched, like, Electric Playground, and Rick was talking about Batman Forever one. Always heard that one was really awful, and then he was talking about, and he's like, yeah, it's awful. But it's like, there's 2-player co-op. We should get had just you and I just play 2-player co-op of, like, Batman Forever or something like that. Something about content.
Let's do it. I play some horrible games on here. Sauce is always trying to get me to play Dennis the Menace right now, and that game is the worst.
Like, the classic Fester's Quest, which I hold in high regard, actually. I saw somebody walk around with a Fester's Quest shirt once, and I was like, I almost want to get one shirt. Fester's Quest. It's like, why? Why not? Why not this exist? Such a weird time, those early era
I'm trying to get Philbo
games.
to play the worst rated SNES games.
Like, I had a Back to the Future one, I think, and it was, like, terrible, and just
Dude,
always
Willden, he beat Mario is Missing.
Oh, you beat Mario is
terrible.
Missing? Or no, I beat Mario is Missing. I'm sorry, I misread the chat.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Good for you, man. Holy shit.
That game. Have you played it? Mario is Missing?
I haven't played it. I've heard of it, but I never played it.
It's not. I'm gonna say it's this. It's not a game. It is a way to teach you facts, random history facts. That's all it is. You can't get hurt. You can't die. All it is like this weird puzzle game where you're learning these random history facts and answering questions to solve a puzzle.
Oh, that's hilarious. Because I did... the only thing I could think equivalent to that I had, which of course I didn't get far in all, was like Mario's Time Machine on NES. Because there was one where you went to like a museum and it kind of played like the Donkey Kong, sort of. And it was just a really weird, bizarre game. But yeah, Mario's Missing, like, yeah, I never... More power to you.
The whole time.
How long did that take to beat?
It was like 2 or 3 days?
DR Mario.
Really?
Like, not like constant playing. In hours, it's probably like 4 hours. 4 to 6, maybe. Depending on how well you do on the little quizzes the game gives you.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I hope they release that. When they're talking about, we'll release all these clacks on Nintendo Switch. I hope that's one of them.
If I were a parent, I would want my kid to play Mario's Missing, because it teaches you something. But as a video game, it's one of the worst games I've ever played. like it's like a really cheap knockoff of Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I don't know if you ever played that really old game.
Yes.
Like the original DOS version. Yeah, it's kind of like that.
Oh gosh, that's old school. So Dr. Mario, yeah, Dr. Mario was a game that was more similar to like Tetris.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
like
right?
Tetris. Yeah,
Applause one.
globs.
And there was also I was always terrible. Speaking of like Tetris 40th like anniversary or whatever, but the only one I ever really played because I was always terrible at Tetris was like the Pokemon one on the N64, like Pokemon Master Train Dungeon Master, something like that.
I didn't have a 64, so I don't know. I had the GameCube, but yep, I had to go to friends' houses to play the 64. Or back in the day, we had Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, and you could rent systems. And on like
I didn't think about that.
At
I remember renting
special
games
occasions,
when
we
I
used to do that. Yeah, it was expensive. It was like $100 for like a week.
Oh,
So
that's why.
yeah, it was like a special, like, it's your birthday. Here, we rented you a system type of thing.
Oh, that's cool, man. Shoot, because I remember like getting
Actually, the guy
N64
who
games,
did
and he
every
would
video game nerd just went to the last Blockbuster.
they'd have like the
hub.
boxes or whatever, but they wouldn't give
Isn't
you the
the-
boxes. They would just throw in the game
The
as
last
like a
Blockbuster is, like,
VHS case,
privately
and it would
owned
slide
now.
around and shit. Like it wasn't secure at all. Oh man, those were good days. Those were good.
They
simple
were
days.
like, what? Let's go back to the past. Go back to
Yeah.
LAN parties and
Yeah, it's like these young hip streamers or whatever, these partnered streamers, like they need to like go back and like they should take a course before they get that far, you know? All these like young 20-year-olds and all this like in esports and all that, and I'm like should like relive some stuff, like watch some G4 and like, you know, this
oh my
old school
god,
stuff.
G4, and then the drama that G4 brought along with it, with whatever the hosts got into.
Oh yeah, I could get into that all day, because that's like like if I were to have like a dream goal position right now is to host a show or something like that. That's the goal I'm trying to go for.
Well, you turn your Twitch into like a G4 setup. Set up like once a week where you do like a game review or a publisher review or something.
Yeah, dude. I mean, I would. I mean, I did a thing like last week that's related to like audition
Wilden
thing for
discussed
something
this
that's
podcast.
similar. But
Only
yeah,
a
it's
little
just
bit.
like that's why I realized that's the other reason I wanted to stream too, is because I realized I was more of a personality type, and I was hoping to find some sort of like opportunity or gig to get somewhere in that route.
Yeah. Well, with your podcast, you're kind of doing that, right?
Yeah, in a way, and I'm finally glad it's going. I should have like, that's why I'm glad that you're kind of to have me on here too, because like I'm starting my own, which is good, but I'm always like better as like being on other people's stuff. I'm just trying to be on like more things like this and things like that, just because like that feels natural to me to get myself out there, and you know, who knows what might happen.
People learn who you are. They're like, hey man, I want to play with this dude. This guy knows what he's talking about. Let's get him in.
Like when I first moved here, like I originally wanted to do like more acting related stuff, which I did enjoy because I did some of it like in college and stuff. But when I moved out here, I realized like, and that started Twitch streaming became a thing, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, these people are kind of doing this thing, and I was like, I grew up watching stuff like this. I could easily do this. And then that's like kind of got me rolling into doing that too. And I was like, I can do this. If half these knuckleheads are getting this success, I'm like, I'm not better than these people, but I'm as good as these people are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it is just like the luck, or they got in during a good time. You never know, like what caused someone to just take off. Sometimes it's just a random video. Like you never know. Like Reddit or someone from Reddit will come see this YouTube video. They'll see that you're linked in it, and then they'll go to your channel or they'll contact you. You never know what could happen from what.
Yeah, I mean that's the part of the reason I started this podcast too, is because for me and Lady Kendall, this gaming podcast is to help both of us, like our channels grow and stuff like that. And then like I always wanted to do like another podcast with somebody, and we've known each other for a while and have good chemistry. And it's like you said, it's kind of related to like doing my sort of G4 stuff on my channel and things like that. And like I hope this podcast like really takes off and stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, I hope so too.
Yeah.
What do you normally stick with, like one topic per podcast, or how do you do yours?
We have subcategories right now. So what we do is we start with like, oh, like this game is like free this week or whatever this is, and then we'll talk about like shorter, smaller stories. Like, oh, this is a quick news thing that happened, or this got announced or something. And then we have like a super hot topic which we'll kind of like discuss, and then we'll have like a main topic, which are like the longer conversations, and then we kind of end it off with like, oh, what games have you been playing recently or this week or stuff like that. The first 2 episodes we did in the same week just because we originally were going to do it on Tuesdays, and then we switched it to Fridays. And so now we're just doing it once a week on Fridays.
And are you like saving them on like other websites like YouTube or like iTunes or anything like that?
So right now we're streaming it off my channel directly. I'm trying to at least make the highlights from that stream, because what I'm basically doing is like, once we do a podcast, I continue my stream to do my thing. So we're doing that. We've talked about it. Maybe down the road we might do that once we get some more things going on right now. But right now we're just focused on just the Twitch. But we're open to finding like other routes and stuff to get attention to the channel and things of that sort.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
So what time is your podcast? It's on tonight, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be on at 7 p.m. every Friday. I could try to post the
Pacific time, right?
Yeah, I could try to PST. Let me see if I can post the link. I post a link to our Twitter because the podcast is like on my channel. So let me there we go. I'll post this. I don't know if I can post in Discord and you can drop in, or if I can just drop into the chat.
You can put it in chat. Yeah, I think I allow links.
Thank you.
It's gonna read it.
Twitter.com/gagpodcast.
Cool. Thank you.
Okay, so that's it. That's the channel. It'll be Gag Podcast.
Yeah, so that's our
that's
Twitter.
the Twitter. Okay, got it.
So you follow our Twitter, and then that will just like update you like when we have new episodes, or just a reminder that we're going live. Like if you have like questions or topics, you can bring up there. I also have in my Discord, like I have a section as well for that too as well. But yeah, so it's on my channel, Willden1990, and then that's Twitter for the podcast specifically. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my.
Yeah. So is there anybody else have any questions or anything like that, or anything you want to ask? Feel free to ask.
I don't know. Chat, is there anything else going on? The only other thing that I have is music that puts you in a good mood. Or if you're not a music guy, that's fine. What like me, when I start getting like bored or something or down, I start listening to some funky jams, man, like from the 60s, 70s. I get in that disco, and it just makes me feel good. It puts me in a good mood.
Saturday Night Fever, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. It's just no, it's weird because I'm pretty varied with my music. The only time I really listen to music anymore is like during my stream when I have it on. I kind of slack because I even like used to listen to podcasts all the time. I just haven't done it. Like usually if I'm usually always watching something all the time. So I never really take the time to like listen to music, because like even if I'm playing a game, I'm usually watching something at the same time because there's so much content to watch.
I got you.
I don't spend time listening to music, but I do like me some K-pop. I was listening to some of that last night.
I forgot that you listened to that. Yeah.
Starting to get used to more of this EDM rave stuff. Whatever the streamers and influencers listen to, all that DJ this and DJ that to try to become more in the crowd, I guess. Because another gal that's a streamer DJ, Jaina, she's really good. I've seen her at concert a couple times. She's a local too. There's another gal like Raquel Lillies, who's a singer. I've seen concert too. She's really good. So there's some good singers on Twitch. So I tend to like listen to a lot of them. But yeah, I'll listen to anything from like orchestral music
Yeah, of course, yeah.
To like 90s country to like the 50s, 20s, some Fallout stuff, some BioShock. I'm kind of all over the place. It's just whatever it's in my mood for, man. Really.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I was just curious if you had like a go-to genre when you just want to get that.
Nah, not really. It's just whatever I'm in the mood for, man. Whatever I'm in the mood for.
That's cool. I mean, Sauceron is the only one who like said anything, and he just said, "What advice do you have for this podcast?"
Ooh, I mean, I don't know, because it's I like your setup and everything is nice and everything. I guess the only thing I could say is maybe more of a like topic flow, maybe just in terms of like make sure all the Twitch stuff is together, and then
yeah, I definitely bounce around.
Yeah, because it bounces around quite a bit, and I'm a person that's done that before too with stuff. I'm kind of like you. We're similar in that way, where I'm kind of a little bit.
I think it's because I just take it where the conversation is going. So if it turns towards movies, all right, we're gonna go down the movie route. If the movie route changes, then we're gonna go back to this little timeline thing. But
yeah, no, I feel you.
Yeah, and this podcast is definitely, it's kind of like behind the scenes. Mine is very much set up like I want to get to know you personally. Like I want to get to know the streamer. I want to get to know my guest. I want to know what makes you tick, stuff like that. It's very much set up kind of like a Joe Rogan type podcast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean, like you're like doing a good job, just kind of. Because sometimes I could go on and it's like I know I need to like wrangle myself in a little bit, so you're like doing a good job with that and everything. Yeah, and I just like the flow. I mean, I guess the only other thing I say is like, yeah, just maybe have more of like a steady flow of like a certain length. Like I know you say just kind of like goes till it goes, but maybe just I don't know, hit like at max it'll be like 2 hours or something, just to have some sort of like. You know where you're gonna end up a little bit.
Appreciate you coming on, Willden. I think
that's the only thing I can think of. Otherwise, everything the way you have it set up, it's like, I mean, I think you're doing great.
I think my TV needs to be a little bit bigger.
No, that's good. That's good to hear. I'm glad that Ron thinks it went well. I'm glad. It's nice time to somebody to talk back and forth. Like I said, you're very kind of flowing like me, so it feels nice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, I want to agree with Saucer on there. I definitely want to thank you for showing up. I guess we can wrap it up unless you have anything else that you want to throw out there.
Applause 3.
No, I got nothing else going on. Just like, make sure to follow me on he's got the socials up there already. Just follow me on Twitch. We have the gaming podcast at 7, and then I'll be streaming stuff after night. I stream, with this COVID stuff, I stream almost every day now. Time varies, but it's usually somewhere between like 6 or 7. And then as things change, that might change. But yeah, feel free to stop on by. I'm always streaming for like a few hours each night. So.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Everyone, you guys need to go to Willden1990's Twitch and definitely, if not subscribe, follow. Because this dude is fun to watch. He interacts with his chat. His point system is fantastic. You're gonna be entertained.
I appreciate that. You need like being my professional spokesperson. You hype me up more than I have myself hype myself up. So I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, no problem. And yeah, after this, I'll send you all the little links and stuff like that, and DM me some of those other links so I can put this in the descriptions, so people will definitely know what to click on for all your
Okay, for sure.
Stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on my second episode. I hope everything works out.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on your second episode and your first video episode. Thanks for having me on the TV.
We'll definitely be in touch. That's for sure.
All right, then. I guess I'll sign off here, and I'll talk to you later.
Have a good day, man. Appreciate it.
You too. Yeah, no problem. Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me, dude. Have a good one.
There you go, guys. Willden1990.
Dude, that went great.
That was fantastic. stayed on the gaming, stayed on the entertainment, stayed on the movies. We got to know Willden.
The video is great.
His social stuff is on the books on top of the TV, kind of like he said. If you didn't see it, I guess I should turn off my TV here. Definitely check him out. At least follow him on Twitter. Follow him on Twitch, at least. Watch his podcast tonight, which is in an hour and a half. I'll be there. You know it. And that's it. Maybe one day, you will be
Dude Philb.
on the show. I can't even say the first word.
The video
I need
was
the title
awesome.
card. Fraternizing with the Philpsey Force. I have to read it, because I never use that word in my vocabulary. Fraternizing with the Philpsey Force. Episode 2 is over. Thanks for everyone who showed up. And I'll be back. Thank you again.
Applause 3.